Now, the other big story of this week, as you know, is your friend Harvey Weinstein, who has had a huge slew of really serious allegations made against him. What was your reaction when you first read those allegations?
I was shocked and appalled because I've known him through politics, as many Democrats have. He's been a supporter.
Yeah.
He's been a funder, and, you know, for all of us, for Obama, for me, for people who've run for, for office in the United States. So it was just disgusting, and the stories that have come out are heartbreaking. And I really commend the women who have been willing to step forward now and tell their stories. But I think it's important that we not just focus on him and whatever consequences flow from the stories about his behavior, but that we recognize this kind of behavior cannot be tolerated anywhere, whether it's in entertainment, politics.
Sexual positions. The photos were sort of a catalog of Epstein's sex slaves made available for the rich and powerful to pick and choose from. If Bill Clinton's pedophilia is exposed as being true.
Tell me about the president's relationship with a guy named Jeffrey Epstein. That's your tennis match.
What's that? What do you mean?
There's Jeffrey Epstein, who has been gone to jail for being with underage girls, boys, whatever it is, and Bill Clinton's a very good friend of his. Spent a lot of time with him, a lot of plane rides, and there me a lot of questions about that. I'm just telling it like it is. That is the new story that is going to be the ultimate counterattack. Nobody wants to talk about it, but that's the fact.
I will say, this was a blind spot for me, I guess, because I'm not in New York, sort of New York circles. This is something I have been hearing about for a year and a half. I don't know the whole story or anything, but I keep having reporters say this is going to blow up.
Prepare for another Hillary Clinton smear campaign against Slick Willie's victims.
You know, after all, we have someone admitting to being a sexual assaulter in the Oval Office.
He turned me around and started kissing me. And that was a real shock. What did you do? I first pushed him away. I just told him no. You know, please don't do that. And I forget, it's been 21 years, Lisa, and I forget exactly what he was saying. It seems like he was making statements that would relate to, well, did you not know why I was coming up here? And I told him at the time, I said, I'm married, and I have other things going on in my life, and this is something that I'm not interested in.
Had you, that morning, or any other time, given him any reason to believe you might be receptive?
No, none whatsoever.
Then what happens?
Then he tries to kiss me again. And the second time he tries to kiss me, he starts biting on my lip. So in it, he starts to bite on my top lip, and I try to pull away from him. And then he forces me down on the bed. And I just was very frightened. And I tried to get away from him, and I told him no. And I didn't want this to happen. But he wouldn't listen to me.
Did you resist? Did you tell him to stop?
Yes, I told him, please don't. He was such a different person at that moment. He was just a vicious, awful person.
There has to be a recognition that we must stand against this kind of, action that is so sexist and misogynistic.
And this depends upon women coming forward and having the courage to come forward.
Right.
And yet in your book, the three women brought onto stage by Trump attacking your husband, and you kind of dismissed them. Was that the right thing to do? Are you sure about that?
Well, yes, because that had all been litigated. I mean, that was the subject of a huge, investigation, as you might recall, in the late 90s, and there were conclusions drawn, and that was clearly in the past. But it is something that has to be taken seriously. As I say, for everyone, not just for those in entertainment right now.
Absolutely.
Chief, the entire time you've been married to him. And in case you forgot, here's a little refresher from those women that accused your own husband of sexual harassment, assault, and even rape. And you sat silently by and assisted in engaging in character assassination, smears, and slanders against those women who bravely spoke out. Take a look.
You described a scene where he was biting on your lip, and then when it was all over, he was leaving. Said, you better put some ice on that.
Yeah, and casually put on his sunglasses and walked out the door.
It was a terrible ordeal for me, and no woman should be subjected to it. It was an assault.
He assaulted you?
Yes.
He touched, grabbed, fondled, and kissed you against your will?
Yes.
And it's an allegation that is not made by one woman, it's made by multiple
Many
women.
of us.
I said, well, I may need to be going or something. And next thing you know, he sat down, pulled down his pants, his whole everything, and he was exposed. And I said, I'm not that kind of girl, and I need to be getting back to my desk.
And Hillary, you sat silent as your creepy husband went after and abused all of those women, and you assisted in the character assassination of all these women. And we all know, by the way, Harvey Weinstein helped finance the defense of your husband's shenanigans. Now, Weinstein literally bankrolled Clinton's defense team. Hillary, you had to know. Stop lying. We don't believe that you're a champion of women's rights.
Yes. I mean, so there's two kind of women that I like and I can work with, and women that I'm afraid of or that would challenge me. I mean, that seems quite, sexist, if not misogynistic to me.
For all of her life, Hillary Clinton, all of her life, has enabled her husband, who had severe problems with women, even accused of rape. And she was part of an effort to smear, slander, besmirch. We're going to get lectured by her on this issue, and she's not even given the money back that the Clinton Foundation had?
Well, Hillary Clinton, she's always tried to embrace victimization. I mean, she's on her victimization tour right now.
Subscribe now.